Hi, Swapna.
Hi, Aditi. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning. Good evening for you.
Good evening.
Still can't figure that. I hope Archana has not slept off.
Okay. You didn't sleep night?
Oh, there. Network issues. She heard us, I think.
No.
Yeah. Y'all have the same time? You're in the same time zone?
Yeah, Archana and I.
Okay.
7:30. Evening 7:30.
7:30 in the evening. Okay. So this is daylight savings.
Yes.
Then
From March we are going to.
you'll change back to, then it'll be 8:30, right?
Yes, 8:30.
Okay. Yeah. So the other
7,
class.
8:30. 8:30. Yes, 8:30.
Okay. So tomorrow's class, Saturday morning class, then that's at 9:30 for us. So it'll be 10 o'clock. No?
Yes, 10 o'clock.
That's what she does. 10. Okay, what is she saying? Unable to connect on Zoom. Okay.
Okay.
So today I've shared those images. Had we decided on sketching people today by any chance? Had we done any?
Okay, Aditi.
Okay.
We
I hope she can join. We'll wait 5 minutes.
okay, okay. So we'll do pencil sketching today.
We'll do both pencil sketching. So again, our theme this month is travel, right? So we will do a combination of how we did the sketch last time, the sketching painting, the same way. Again, I don't have a pencil, so I'm going to be using a blue colored color pencil instead.
Okay.
She's trying to connect. Okay, she said, please start class. All right, so let's do one thing. Let us start sketching these various items.
Okay.
Okay. So the theme today was London and how to make a page that exhibited like a typical trip to London. So this is now us sitting away and virtually traveling. But there are, when you go to a place, these are the things that you can look for. So you will look for, if there is a local transport, you will look for those buses or trains or something like that. Click pictures of that. Then in case of London, everything is pretty iconic. So you have the bus, you have these bobbies, then you have a post box. So in Pune also at the central or the GPO, there is a box that looks pretty much like that. Very badly maintained, of course, but they've still retained this from, I think, King George's time or something like that. Then we have the phone booth, which is also pretty iconic. And then the flag of the region and the country. So these are just generic items that I have selected because we are familiar with these, but you'll find something similar in most big cities or in countries which are trying to exhibit their iconic images. So we are not going to draw the scene as much as focus. I mean, we'll draw the scene, but not too much detail. Just a silhouette of the street and the lamppost and the pavement, and the focus being the telephone booth, and try and paint that. Then even this, how anything around it actually doesn't really look that attractive, so you don't even have to bother. And last time we had done some human figures, right? So we can try to draw these in a similar manner. So I'll show you how I'm going to do this. And what I want you to do is to just release your inhibitions about the line. So try to make a very smooth line. And even if your whatever you're drawing comes a little misshapen or misproportioned, I want you to just observe that it does not mean that the picture is bad or that it doesn't work. It often does work, but we tend to judge it too harshly. Okay, so just observe the sketching first and then you
Okay.
start. Since I have a red pencil, I'm going to use a red pencil in some places and blue.
Blue.
Hmm. Now, first, we don't, we'll just make a sketch of these things first, and then we will think about composition. So in case of the bus, let me just show you how these proportions work. If I were to draw a rectangle around the bus, you can see that it's pretty much divided into two equal portions below this. So just a slight difference between the bottom and the top. And you might say that that difference is the wheels, the wheels sticking out from the bottom, right? And then if you divide this rectangle in half vertically, then you have the front of the bus, and then you have the side of the bus in the other half, right?
Yes.
So often what we see is we focus a lot on the front, and then we don't see how the side it can also, or the side of the bus, and then the front becomes small. But when you just make a grid like this, you can see that actually it's very differently divided. And then other thing is also that at say this point, there is another division. So you can say if all these are rectangles are divided into three. So totally you divide the bus into six parts. The front is occupied by 2 out of 6, and the back is occupied by 4 out of 6 vertical grids. Yeah. And then from the second one, you have the shape of the front and the shape of the back happening like that. Right?
Yeah.
So
whenever we are going to start, or whenever we want to start a bit, we have to draw the outlines like this, Ajiti. So,
either you draw or you visualize it. So these are ways that I recommend that you at least start seeing lines and shapes and proportions in the picture. Yeah. And I'll just go. Can you take a picture or screenshot of the picture of the screen?
okay.
Share it on the group because my phone is now occupied.
Okay.
I could do this. Wait, what am I saying? I can share it also. Okay. So this just basically helps you to understand certain proportions. And now often, okay, I'll stop share. The point is that often you're not, when you are out in the open or you're trying to sketch what's called plein air, you're not sitting over there with a grid and whatnot, but you can use your pencil. And you can just say, okay, so many times the pencil is the bus or vertically. So pretty much, unless the bus is in your face, you can measure things with your pencil, and you start at least getting a sense of the proportion, with which then you can just use your fingers and measure on paper. So I'm going to show you that also. You don't always have to draw that grid on paper. Okay. So I can sort of visualize this as the grid, or maybe I'll make it in the center and make the other elements around it. So I will have a rectangle about this size, vertical, horizontal, 3 parts, and 2 over here, and like that. So you barely see the marks, but they're there. They're just there, more or less. And then you can look at the angles. Once you start making these rough lines, even in the air, you start seeing the pertinent angles of all the items that we want to draw. Now, this continuous line business is very nice because somewhere over here you will get the correct line. And the style of illustration being very casual, you can, even if there are a few discrepancies in size, it won't make the picture look bad. Whereas if you draw lines like these, they become too straight and not really very attractive. So what you can do instead is draw lines like that, pretty much continuous. And this is anyway just a sketch, no? So sketchy lines should necessarily be loose. We're not looking for accuracy at this point. Now, when you want to draw the windows, you can draw these two lines upper niche and then draw the windows within that because we are going to paint this. And there are certain things like the windows on top are usually just right on top of the ones that are below here. Getting it? When you're making the wheels of the wheels of the bus, the shape is like that, huh? You have the mud guard, and this is the bottom of the bus, and then you have an oval shape which is slightly towards the left. Okay, and you have the thickness of the wheel. If in this place, instead of this, if you were to make something like that, right in the middle, and was still circular, then it starts looking different. Here it becomes a little more realistic because we are looking at the truck or the bus from the left, and the wheel will be a little off center, and you see it as aligned towards the left, not right the center. And you may not be able to see this in detail, but I want you to try and observe that it won't be seen like that. There's some extra space on top and more to the right. And that space is very important. Okay. So it's like an upright cylinder. Are you getting it, Swapna?
No, Aditi.
Can I have a
I'm
look?
not. Yeah, 1 minute.
Okay, no, this is a good start. So why do you say you're not getting it? What is wrong, you're thinking?
I mean, front part I didn't get.
So I'll tell you what's happening is that right now you're drawing the bus horizontal, whereas it is in a like a brick that is turned on its side. So let's just focus on this one. The shape of the bus actually is somewhat like this. You have this part and you have this part. And the center somewhere is like this. Can you
Yeah.
see the bus like that?
No.
You can't see it? Okay, so now just look at the reference image and you'll see that we have divided this into something like that. Three parts for the front and three parts for the back, right? So four parts for the back and two parts for the front. So there are six vertical in the grid that I made for you, right?
Yes. Yes.
And after this second part, this was the highest point and the lowest point. And then the line goes down a little bit on towards the front from the top and up from the bottom, right? So this is perspective in action. And if you can draw this, or even if you can see this, then you can build the rest of the bus on top of it. Now, very often, you don't really need to draw the perspective block this way, but you know where the highest and lowest point is, and then you can just draw the rest according to that. That is what I asked you to do. But maybe try drawing this in the proportion of the bus first. So you have a center point over here. Then you draw a horizontal line like that, which will be somewhere maybe down here. This is where it is. And then from the center, draw the end of the bus. And now for this also, let me show you. it's all here. The information is all here. So somewhere over here, this is the tallest point, right, of the bus, but it's rounded. This is the highest point here. Change the. This is the highest point. And if you bring it straight down, so how do you know that which is the highest and lowest point? Bring a line straight down from here, and then I'm just taking the lower end of the bus. Can you see? It's at a
Yes.
particular angle. So this could just be maybe a 7-8 degree angle up and something similar going up. So I'm just skimming the bottom of the bus, but taking this straight so that there's equal space from both sides. And then from here as well, I'm ignoring that bump and going to the other end. Ignoring the bump and going to the other end, absolutely, so that I can get my box. Right? And what we'd done earlier, if I superimpose that, oh, this is our box. Divided into half vertically and horizontally. And then we have these 3 parts in the front and almost 3 parts in the back. Yeah, can you see the two together now, the context of the two?
Yeah, yeah, Aditi.
Okay. Do you want to try drawing the box first?
Yes.
Okay.
I drawn box starting itself, Aditi.
Okay. Okay. Let
I
me.
erased that.
Oh, don't erase anything. So you can make
Okay.
multiple buses also. Don't erase
Okay.
any. Hmm?
Okay.
Because what you see when you first draw something, you can use that to make the second drawing. And then if you're not satisfied with that, may use that for the third drawing. Just start afresh every time.
Okay. Okay. I'll start one more.
Yes, yes.
One more.
All right, all right. Take your time, no rush. Let's see. Okay, interesting. This is good. So now do you notice how the two tires are,
Same. Are same.
yeah? Okay, now do me a
Yes.
favor. Don't draw in pencil. Do you have a pen or a color pencil? The next
pencil.
one, try drawing in that color pencil.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll draw the post box. That should be fairly easy. So somewhere on the same page, again, it's just drawing a triangle shape on top. But here you will notice the angles more pronounced. See, you have this, if this were to become the horizontal, then you can see these angles, right? You can
Yes.
see the angle on the side. And then this is the straight line. And then from here, you start seeing the side angles go down. They go up from the center or they come down towards the center. Can you see the two differences?
Yes. Yes.
And then as you come lower, the angle of the sides becomes even more obtuse.
No.
Henna? So I want you to just notice this and then of course proportions. Even if this becomes long or short, it won't look bad. Oh, sorry. All right. Oh, wait. I think Archana is joining.
Hi Aditi,
Hi, finally.
finally.
Thank goodness. Okay, so
I will not switch on my video. I think it's a very low bandwidth. So I'll
all right,
just.
all right. No problem. So we are sketching these London icons because we were trying to make a whole page about London. But
Mhm.
I have just made this as a block sketch for the bus. And
Okay.
now we are drawing the post box.
Okay.
Okay, so over
Can
here,
you pin this? Can you pin it? It's not pinned.
oh, it's not pinned. Yeah, I didn't need to pin it. Okay. So what I want you to do is try sketching very simply. So now if even let's try composition. If you've drawn one picture here, don't draw the next one right next to it. Just shift it a little bit. Have it either higher or lower. And what I want you to draw is these kind of sketchy lines. Not very firm lines. And we'll build some texture through that. So for a topic like that, you can start off drawing horizontal lines first. And then you build in the vertical lines. So these multiple lines make the picture very interesting if you're making them in, say, a red colored pencil or even in pen. Now the bottom is black, so I'll shift to black pencil. And some of your shapes might be wonky. They may be disproportionate. But if your line is nice and fluid, they can still look good. Now here my proportion had to be changed because I started off very big. And there are certain designs over here. Now this is the hole, and then there is some insignia. So all of this can be drawn in pencil and can look quite interesting. And then you can reinforce the line. Are you getting this, Swapna?
Yeah, Aditi.
Okay, good. We can try painting this. Now, if you want to make a fun painting of this, you have to resist the urge of painting this in that just one red color. That also looks nice. But you might be able to have more fun if you mix it up a little bit. Like you can see that on the left, it is slightly lighter, middle is slightly darker, again, right, it's slightly lighter. You have drawn most of the elements in pencil. The top has a highlight. So you can make a mix of red and orange. Many of my details are going to get obscured because the pencils are aquarelle. But the painting does not have to be flat, is what I'm trying to say. It can also have its own texture. So this is a mistake that even I used to make in the past. I would try to draw the object exactly like how I see it. And I thought that that is what the whole point is. And the more exact you draw it, the better the artwork looks. But it does look impressive, yes, but it does not look exciting. But when you change things up a bit and decide on a few, like for example, on the top, I'm not even putting any paint because there's so much of highlight over there. These are the things that we can do with watercolor that we should do.
So Aditi, here,
Yeah.
you have used pencil. So any reason why you have used color pencil?
The simplest reason is I don't have my regular pencils. I'm conducting the class from somewhere else, and there is no pencil over here that I could find.
Oh, okay.
But recently I have been using color pencils. So do you met Farah Faruqi? She was a student in one of the batches. So she
Okay.
was here um for a while. She was part of the Goa retreat, and also I met her during the Urban Sketchers meet. And she
Mhm.
uses the color pencil, and I remember using the color pencil or a color lead when I sketched during my US Europe trip.
Oh,
And I've completely forgotten that that gives you a much softer line. It gives you a very different kind of line. And also with pencil, you are tempted to erase much more, but with color pencil, you tend not to. So the illustration looks a little different. Sometimes it looks a little disproportionate, but if you can, I guess it doesn't matter when you do it in that in the finished medium. You know what I mean?
mhm. Okay.
So that's why I said try if you can drawing this with a pen or a pencil instead in a color pencil instead of a regular pencil, because then you know you don't have to erase it all. The whole point of anything we do in travel illustration is to create an exciting page. So whatever you can use, whatever medium you can use to create that excitement is desirable. uh, so you don't really need to make an accurate drawing of this post box or the bus, but
Mhm.
it needs to be something that you, when you flip through the pages of your journal, or if you're going to put it up as a painting, it needs to evoke a certain um, amount of attention and maybe some imagination, some excitement. That is what it should do. So our colors can be very dramatic also.
Okay.
And the mystery of the color pencil, like I said, because I don't have anything over here, that could actually be one of the best blessings, that sometimes you don't have your regular tools, but
Mhm.
that is the time when you should just say, okay, fine, I don't have this, what else can I use? And remember, I don't know whether you all attended that session during the pandemic. After about a week or maybe 3-4 days, people who were following my sessions on Instagram, some of them said, we don't have paper, pencil, colors. What can we do? So at that time, I had done a session in coffee painting
Mhm.
because everybody had coffee. Then if they didn't have coffee, they had some kind of stainer. So I said, just bring all of that out. Within this was the first week of the pandemic. A lot of people at that time then said that was so nice because then even without regular art materials, they could continue to do art.
Okay.
Okay. So getting back to this. Yeah, so normally we are very concerned about patchy paint. Now here the paint is a little patchy, but it's not, it's deliberately made patchy, no? And I'm also now increasing the intensity by adding a little bit of crimson to the mix. So not all layers have to be darkened as you proceed. We just want the edges to be more pronounced. So you can do something like this. And there's a frame around this. This is probably the timings of the cup. So I want you to practice holding the brush far away and also painting with just strokes. So just a stroke over here. You can always come back and paint a darker layer if you want to, or uniform layer if you want to. But try painting in strokes like this. So today for the base, I'm going to use just a pure black, but in different shades. So I'll leave a highlight there. One stroke down. These brief strokes in watercolor, I've found what make the illustration look light. Are you getting this one, Swapna? Slightly easier than the bus?
Yes, it is
Okay,
easy.
good. I think I should have started with this and then gone to the bus. I got excited about making the bus, so I just made you do the same. Archana, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying, Aditi.
Okay, so since I can't see what you're doing, after you're done a little bit, just put a
Mhm.
picture on our group so that I can peruse. Okay?
Sure, sure. I'm trying to like paint with green because I had green pencil.
Oh, nice. That might also look good. I was about to say, in fact, I'm looking at my pencil kit. There are so many colors that even with this, like multiple shades of pencil, you can create shadows, say, and it becomes so dramatic the moment you do something like that. So I suppose green might also work. I think what I've learned from many international artists is that, or even some like Milind and all in Pune, he does not, while he is most comfortable with watercolor, he is always curious about other materials. So this curiosity sometimes helps you to break out of your comfort zone. And it's definitely worked for me. The past whole week or so, and even before that, I have been supplementing my watercolors with color pencil, and they just bring in a completely different dimension. The line is softer, the colors are slightly different, so it's just really fun.
And if you water the watercolor for the post brush, red then.
Um, I use red and this scarlet and a little bit of orange. And then in the second layer, I used a little crimson in a few places to make it brighter. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you. Wherever you have like a white paper like this, or a piece of glass or something, if you leave it blank, it looks too stark. If you take a picture and if you've got some of these photo editing softwares and you just try to do like a touch select of some of the what we see as white spaces, you notice that they're actually gray. So in all of these, you can take a little bit of just a wash of black like this, or any kind of gray, even with a little bit of brown perhaps. Test it out first. It should not be too dark. Place it a small color top on the top section of that white. Wipe your brush, and then with a damp brush, just drag it down on one side. So almost making like a loose triangle shape. So the bright section is over here, and then the rest is a shadow. This can also very dramatically change your picture. So this, I think, falls under the category of street furniture. And this is, I think, a valid field in design. How to design everything from street benches to bus stops and even things like these, which will be seen and used on the street.
Aditi, you said you are going to come to US. What was your plan? Do you have any plans
This year,
this year?
no plans as such. I would love to come, but I need to just figure out my fund situation.
Okay.
I've asked people around. The best way for me to be able to do that is to have workshops. Uh,
Mm.
2, 3 workshops in 2, 3 different cities. Then I can at least then it becomes justifiable.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you can spread the word and we can have, I don't know even how to do that. So if there is like an art center with whom
Mhm.
we can connect and then probably promote it, then it would
Mhm.
make sense. Have a day long or week long, not week long, at least over the weekend workshop.
Actually, I was asking you because the tickets are so expensive now.
I know it is just crazy. Just thinking about it, I feel I'm just going to deplete all my savings. It's become prohibitive now.
I was again planning to come.
Mm.
Then I saw the it's so expensive, and here the jobs are also not like we don't know what will happen for our jobs because it is not because of this recession, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Best not to go anywhere. Yeah. I was hoping to at least do a trip to Europe because my friends have moved there recently. So that
Mhm.
might happen because we have a place to stay.
Okay.
And the same girl, Farah, she lives in Paris. So I
Mhm.
asked her to help create some workshop or maybe a week or 10-day long workshop over there. So I'm
Mhm.
working on that part. If that happens, then maybe I can extend the trip and do US along with it or something like that. Let's see. Mm. How's the postbox doing?
Mine is not that great, but
No? Okay.
experimenting with. Let
Send
me
me a
see.
picture. Send me a picture. Because
If
when you say not that great, there's probably just one thing that is going off. But I
no,
want to
no.
help you
Yeah,
identify it.
I tried to like just do a rough sketch of it. I was watching yours when you're doing.
Okay. Okay. So you made the postbox in green. That almost looks like some magical country postbox.
It's like what do you say? That fungus on a building.
Yeah, fungus. It does look like some fungus land postbox. Okay, so can you identify where what the problems might
So
be?
one is just I just made some strokes with the directly with the brush,
Huh.
but this one I think I did not use proper. There is a lot of water actually, and
Hmm.
at this time I did not go well with the initial sketch.
So one thing is the proportion. If you hold the picture against your against the reference image, can you see regarding height versus width, how tall or short your picture is in
Mhm.
comparison to our reference image?
Okay. I don't know when did you keep my mobile. Okay.
Do you have your phone around? Maybe you can keep it next to the artwork and see.
I think it's not here.
Okay,
I have my mobile in hand here.
okay. The green one is, I think the shape has come out okay, but this whole perspective thing can throw you off a little bit.
I'll try again, Aditi.
Yeah,
I'll try.
Aditi, can you tell me the colors again?
yeah,
I
sure.
got another color.
No problem. It's first orange and scarlet mixed, more scarlet than orange, but the orange just makes the scarlet very vibrant. So one layer of that, but not like a flat layer. I think
Mhm.
Archana also has done a very flat layer. So your brush should actually just skip over the paper, and then wherever you need to apply it flat, it needs to you just press it down and move fast over that so that it in one shot it is painted. If you do this very slow painting, then it can become a little dull.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that happening? Okay. Okay, no problem.
So to give the strokes, which color should I use? For
I
strokes.
after this wash, I used a mix of scarlet and crimson.
Okay.
So the crimson again adds a little brighter shade, but also can be can be a little intense.
Next time, can you show any lamppost?
We have a lamppost here. Wait, I'll show you that one.
So these lampposts are so beautiful. I see them very often here.
I'm sure, yeah.
Different types.
Have you seen the telephone booth? That has got a lamppost.
Yeah. Similar kind.
Ah,
See it on the streets and it looks so beautiful.
I love these lampposts. Okay, now
And
again, I have only a black pencil to go with, or maybe I can use my blue pencil here. So again, anything that looks pretty like this lamppost also, it's the aesthetic. So we have proportions. Only a certain proportion looks good. But even in this now, this is like drawing a person. If you were to, how to make this look like a well-formed person, let's say. So you have this rectangle to start with. And then you proportion the top, which is almost, it's a little more than half of the square we use for the lamp. And then this joint is about the same distance below. So this becomes your whole lamp head. And then you can just say, okay, if this is the distance of the top, then the bottom, just the central pillar is about twice that height. And then you have the bottom bit, which is about half of that, or just this height of the glass part. Let me just change that. So you have this height and this height, more or less the same. So you start looking for similar proportions in places. You have this is it's about 2 times as much as this is. Okay, so once you have these proportions, then it's a matter of just drawing it out. So here angles are again very important. Start off with a small, just drawing the top part of the drawing to this. I'm drawing with the black pen. Just notice these angles. Now here also we have perspective. So you can see the bottom of the lamp because we are much shorter. Next week, can you please remind me? I'll do a little bit of perspective study with you. Only then you start becoming comfortable with these. We haven't done that in a while. And for this, what? Not urban sketching. Travel sketching, we'll end up doing a lot of urban sketching, for which it's better to you just become more comfortable with drawing street scenes once you understand how perspective works. So I think I should write this down myself. All right, so after you've focused on this, then focus on the decorative elements. And in all of this, try to see that you are centering it properly. Now, when it comes to these long lines, first draw a vertical line lightly running through, and it's about twice this height, right? So 1, 2, measure it with your hands. And then it's much easier to create the line. Even if it is not straight, you more or less get the proportion. And then the bottom. Now, even on the top, though we know this is black, it's not really black. It's not seen as black. So don't color the whole thing black. Just the pertinent sections, you will make them black. And now, because we have this near the lamp, we have that street scene, we can extend a line like that and create an artificial street. And here, if you want, um, you can make these pavement tiles, but make them only if you're confident. Otherwise, don't bother. You don't need to. That's not part of our brief. Now this one also, you don't always think about, do we need to make anything completely black? And maybe we can experiment with a blue here. This is cobalt blue. And using that same blue again, I'm going to do this little bit of glazing for the window. Oh, I've got such a sharp light now. So just along the top where you will see the shadow. And then afterwards, I can come back into this with the black to deepen the shade. Archana, don't draw those lines with brush. You don't need to. If your pencil lines are dark, you don't need to because it's a very fine line, na?
So what shade have you given for the these glasses for the
It's Yeah, so that's just a light wash of whatever a little bit of cobalt blue I had in the brush.
Okay.
So any lightest shade of a blue or gray or brown tint and just a little bit of swish like that, it looks like a glass paint. Don't overpaint it. Enough. Okay, so while we're here, I'm going to paint the bus also now because it's the only poor fellow it's going to be remaining. So same process. Now, in case of the bus, there is a little bit of a highlight towards the front. So I'm gonna, this is a very, it's a light wash of scarlet. And I'm painting the deeper sides first. And maybe just a wash like so along the right. Because it's fairly light on this side and then it becomes dark. So these highlights are quite significant in order to not make our picture look very boring, monotonic. And also these color runs are quite significant.
So Aditi, few years back, I was using mostly oil colors and acrylic.
Okay.
Recently, like after like 2 years, I think I tried using my acrylic colors.
Ah,
I lost that interest on it.
really? Oh my
Yeah.
God. That's
And I
interesting.
like not able to like these watercolors have their own flows, right? It can
Yes.
be anything, and those colors, it looks like as if they're like washes over, like it's not wash actually, it's like painting over and over and over to
Yeah.
get. Yeah, initially, like I always like fond of do some realistic
Hmm.
paint where it has to look that glossy effect and then have those depth and everything. Now I feel like what is the point of painting when if you want to do the same thing again, right? We
Exactly.
say like you should have your own style and effect.
Exactly. You are able to express much better. And that's the whole point of art. We are, I think we've been brought up with a very different idea of what art is and what it should be. So over time, even I realized that these definitions, at least for Indians, we need to redefine. Abroad, they have this culture, no? It's been there's a very vibrant culture for a long time and fairly recent. We have only our ancient work, and much of our art, I mean, philosophically speaking, our art is for a different purpose altogether. So it does not have the kind of reaction that Western art has or purpose. So even for me, it took me a long time and a lot of contemplation to arrive at um, this understanding that it's not about just drawing stuff accurately. That is probably that's the easiest part to do.
Mhm.
But it can easy in the sense that it's a very clear directive that this is the picture and this is what you need to replicate it. And that over time you can just work at it, and sooner or later you can start making pictures that look exactly like the reference image, say. But they are very static. So how do you make them more exciting? I think it was the trip to the US and visiting all the galleries, and I met a couple of artists that really opened up my mind.
Mhm.
I hope you guys visit a lot of galleries wherever you are, because I think that, and also sometimes they have these guided tours where
Yeah.
an art historian or an art student at least will give you a lot of gyan.
So
Try to
there is
catch those, huh?
so there is one it's actually a court previously,
Mm-hmm.
and it's now they converted that into a museum,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have the same things again and again. They keep collecting different cultures and everything, and they will keep
Mm.
displaying that in the museum. In that, it's called as PAMA.
Farmer. Farmer.
EAMA.
Mm-hmm.
I will show you that. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
share the. So every time someone or the other will, they organize some events there,
Mm.
and for some of the artists, they actually select their art and they print it outside the
Mm.
museum, and it's like a wall, like like an ad, not like an ad. It's like what do you call hoardings?
Oh, okay.
Hoardings, and that person will come and they will talk and they'll give some of their experiences. So it is
Wonderful.
Peel Art, Peel Art Gallery Museum.
Okay.
Keep going there.
Very nice. That's the one thing I miss. If at all, I would come only for that to revisit all these galleries, attend all these events.
So, like in downtown area, in downtown Brampton,
Mm-hmm.
they actually do a lot of art exhibitions also,
Uh-huh.
and some of the competitions they conduct, and they actually like on the lamppost they will have the painting just that printed on this flex prints. So
Okay.
in usually in summers they display all the paintings on the walls.
Mm.
Maybe this summer I will like take some pictures and show you.
Oh,
And
that'll
they
be.
like painted some of the food illustrations as well on the walls.
Hmm.
That was
Wow.
awesome. I'll share you some of those.
Okay, so as you can see, I'm not painting every section. I'm not making it flat. So some places there is a highlight, I'm leaving it. Some places now I'm going over to make it brighter. And then there are also these like there's a part where there's a panel over here. So I want to show that. And all this becomes very blah unless we paint some other colors and create some contrast. So you need to have black, you need to have a little bit of green. Now, one of the places where I put a lot of gray is things like these. You have these headlights, then you have the grill, you have the number plate. Everything that you paint has to have some dimension to it. So here you can have a dark shadow. This is the tire. And there is a black line running along the edge. So don't paint the whole thing. Just make the edge like this. And the space in between will look like the highlight because it's a metal. Shadows of the lamps, and these shadows also. Now here there is a black frame. If you're confident with your brush line, then make it. Otherwise, you can make it even in pencil. Now here, if you can make the details that you can see, like the bus number and a few lines, you can make that. Or you can just make a flat black patch. Now there are people and all inside the bus also. So you can make that light colored inside of the bus. And you can draw people inside if you want, just some blobs of color. So different shades. But always lighter. You can see much less through glass. And then, not to forget, maybe we can use a cerulean here. Put a shadow. I could spend another half an hour on this bus because this is, I'm seeing it at an angle, drawing it at an angle. But this is a nice illustration to take home, one would say. So, a little bit of announcement about the recording. There's something wrong with my Zoom and I need to figure that out. So, will you be watching this recording, both of you?
I want to watch.
You want, no? Okay, so I'm going to have to upload it onto YouTube
Oh, okay.
because there's no other place. It's becoming very inconvenient. I put it on my drive and then so I'm going to try and see what is happening. But Archana, maybe you can help see if you know how this is done. When I upload it on YouTube, I see all the frames like as if we have not spotlit it. So all frames are visible. But I want the spotlit video to be visible, and I think that happens on the video on the drive. So I'm going to try both today, and then I'll share the link with you, and just give me some feedback. Which one is a better video for you? So then I'll keep uploading on that. Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
So otherwise, there is also one more way, because in my office we have, some of them have Zoom recording, some do not have.
Hmm.
So usually what we do is, we actually, if you're using a Mac laptop, we actually do a QuickTime recording of the entire screen. And then
Ah,
we upload that as a MP4 on, on our
okay.
drives.
Hang on. Let me just quickly try if I can make this quick time.
In QuickTime, do you know how to do that?
Yeah, so now my QuickTime is looking at my picture from the phone.
Okay, so when you open your QuickTime, right,
Uh-huh.
it will, on the file, it says new movie recording,
Right, I got that.
or new screen recording.
Screen recording. All right, okay.
So you just need to do screen recording till the time you are actually on the Zoom,
Uh-huh.
and then it will get captured. Okay, let me try from my side also.
Okay. Wonderful. I don't know if it is recording.
So usually, if you are using a screen, it will show you the height and width where you can capture the entire screen, or
So I
it's
have
all.
captured it, but I don't know if it is recording.
Okay. So I see entire screen. Let me try it.
Oh, it is recording. Yeah, it is recording. But I can see it only on my laptop on the bottom screen. I don't know where it is. Okay, I'm going to stop this. Ah, got it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Very nice. So I'll try and record the afternoon thing then. So then I don't have to record on Zoom at all, is it? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, no, you don't have to record, but you just need to know the hack of it, because the QuickTime player, right? It
Uh-huh.
actually maybe try a couple of times and do it, and it
Okay.
should. Usually, it actually, we don't know where the controllers are, and because it gets hidden somewhere on the top bar.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
key, it is somewhere, we have to like search for it.
I know
So
also. I see it on my laptop in that whichever that smart bar is there now.
yeah.
There. That's and I caught it there. Otherwise, I mean, I was dusting some dust from there. That's why I caught it.
But for
Fine.
me, it's somewhere on the top bar. It actually has the tiny icon.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Very smart. But now I have to find out where it is saved.
It will be saved on your desktop, or maybe go in the recent folder. So you might find there, or it will be somewhere on your. Okay, so I'll tell you where.
It's
Usually,
on, yeah, it's on my desktop.
it's on your desktop. Okay.
Okay, just let me just see.
Otherwise, did you ever try to like? I see like you have your own website, right?
Yeah.
So do you purchase that every year? You
Yeah,
host.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Where is the hosting?
I'm not very sure. I have to in fact pay today. Why are you, is there a place where I can
Oh,
post and
yeah, usually there are a couple of, like, recently I got mine because I need to create one portfolio where they have given the Microsoft Office, they have given around 1 TB space, wherein
oh,
it huge space, so I can upload anything there. So
Okay.
I took it from GoDaddy.
Okay. All right.
So you can check it if you are in a plan to renew your domain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually, it makes sense. I should check with my web developer.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, he's
So
a
they
little
will.
dumb, my web developer.
So so nowadays we got everything is actually inbuilt. You don't need a developer.
Now you're telling me after I spent all my money last year.
Last year. No, now it's like everything, it's inbuilt. You
Hmm.
can drag, drop, and create your own site. You
Hmm.
don't need a developer or anyone.
Hmm.
Anyone, even you can sit for some time and then create all the pages.
This is on WordPress.
This is actually I took it from GoDaddy.
Okay.
Do you want to show if you're still free? If you're
Maybe, yeah, it won't take too long, no? You can show me.
It will not take too long. I'll just show you. So recently, I am disabled. You should actually give me access. So I have to apply for some jobs. So you have to give me access to share.
Hmm.
Disabled. No, you should give me access to share. I'm not able to share my screen.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't get that. Yeah, you should get it now.
So this is GoDaddy, and I'll go to my products. So if I go to my product, so for our UX thing, right, I have to like create a domain, like create my own website for my UX jobs.
Hmm.
So I tried to like purchase this recently.
Hmm.
So it has their own templates where you can build the site automatically. So like this is one of the page.
Nice.
I have to like add any new screen, you can just click on add section, and then it has all different tiles here. You can
Nice.
select. So you have different styles.
Okay.
Whatever you want, you can do. But something like if you want to keep it for purchasing, I think you need to have a upgraded version of it. Maybe a premium one where you can actually have that e-commerce.
Yeah, I need the e-commerce version.
So for that, you can also go for the premium prices.
Okay.
So it is $27. It's actually 44, but it is 27 now.
Okay.
So they have given me, when I actually purchased this, they have some, so this is on a website builder.
Hmm.
I think it's a website builder is actually a part of
GoDaddy itself.
GoDaddy or a WordPress. That's what I'm thinking.
Right. I think they've integrated all of that.
Yeah, and I think I have a package also. I'll show you what package I have. I got this last month only. So MS Office, I have this professional one.
Okay.
And it has a very I can have 5 users with the account and download the Microsoft Office with this license. And also I think they have a couple of others also. Yeah, MS Office. I think I'm not sure about
One second. Yeah. Go on.
maybe if you want, I can help you for this. I
Yeah.
mean to say, if you want to like, if you are in a plan to renew it or to buy the hosting site,
Yeah.
help you on.
So I already have my domain name and everything registered, as in I've already purchased it.
Okay.
So I
Okay,
can,
domain name you will not have any problem. So domain name will be there, but the hosting place, you will have another hosting place, right?
right.
That hosting you can buy it from GoDaddy.
All right. So I have a feeling it is GoDaddy. So then it won't be very difficult for me to just build the site on that. I'll just
Yes,
purchase
it
this
will be
and
very easy. Yeah, it will be very easy.
wonderful. Thanks so much. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my work cut out for me for next week. All right. Okay, so next week we're doing perspective now. I'll show you a few rules about perspective that will make all these things a little easier for you to see. Okay? All right. Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, Aditi.
Swapna.
Bye, Archana.